I'm Abhay Soni and I'll be explaining our OSS project, which is a non-Rust servo project. So servo is implementing a rendering engine for web content from scratch. So the idea of the OSS project is to create a web page fuzzer, which is going to randomly generate valid HTML pages and then load those HTML files in servo, and also load those same files in some other web browsers such as Firefox or Chrome, and then compare them. Like if Firefox is generating the web page in a different way compared to servo, we see that there's a mismatch and then we report that mismatch. So basically the first part of the project is to basically have a code generator, valid HTML files. So I'll be explaining that code first. So the idea of the project is to have several different fonts, several different styles, alignments, different types of font weights. So this is like the most famous combinations of web content out there. So this is what we have narrowed it down to: normal, italic, oblique, normal, bold, center alignment, left alignment, and these are some of the most commonly used fonts. So we have shortlisted those here, and then what we are going to do is we are going to start a HTML document and then basically start creating head elements and headers of different size, and then put random sentences based on random words. And so there's a function for each of these things. So random words, basically what it does is for a string ASCII lowercase, some random word of length of random range between 2 to 10 is generated, and these random words are then accumulated together in the random sentence function, which is calling the random word function here. So this is how like sentence is created, and basically this is accumulated together to create a random section, and there are a lot of different sections. So basically I'll show you how this works by demoing this code. So we're already in the repository, so I'll show you how this works. So it says that file HTML101234, we have currently restricted number of files to 5. So it is creating 5 different files. So I'll show you how it is. Random web content generator, and you have like five different files here, HTML files. I'll show you how one of these each files look. So just a second. Yeah, so here it is. So basically what we are doing is, like, each word is randomly generated between a length of 2 to 10, and then these words are accumulated together as a sentence. As you can see a full stop here. So basically each sentence is then accumulated to create a whole paragraph, and this paragraph is then provided a CSS style. So this is what a random HTML files look like, and this is all 5 different files look a lot different from each other, as there are a lot of combinations possible. So this is how one of the HTML files look like. So this was the first part of the project, which was random web content generator. So after doing this, I'll basically show you how we are automating servo to take render this files and take a screenshot and then save it. Thank you. Hi. So I'll be explaining the last part of the project. So let's get familiar with what we have done so far. So the first two steps are just to create a new repository and then create random web pages. So I'll explain what we did in that. So add a model to the program that enable random content specific to this head element, and we did that. Random content specific to the body element, we also did that, and just add CSS to both of these. So the only part left so far is the last part, which is to basically create a program under servo's etc directory that launches servo automatically and causes it to take a screenshot of a particular URL, and use this to take screenshots of pages randomly generated by the previous program. So I just showed you how this previous program works, how 5 different HTML files were created. So now let me show you what we have done in the last part. So there are 2 files associated with the last part. So servo is basically so servo has to be built in order to open web pages in the server. So we have already built the server, and we are going to demo how web pages are being rendered in the random web pages are rendered here. So the first program is to start the server. So basically what this does is to have since this is in the etc folder, servo's etc folder, if you want to run servo, you have to be in the servo folder and not the etc directory. So what we are doing here is to create a process which basically executes two commands sequentially. The first is to go in the servo directory and then run uh, servo by WebDriver, W3C WebDriver protocol. So we're running these two commands in the single bash. So this the aim of the program is to just start servo on this port on localhost. So this is the first part, and the second part is to basically after starting servo, we are going to wait for 60 seconds for it to completely set up and load its home page. And then what we're going to do is basically we are going to send the JSON objects of the file, the 5 files we just created. So we are going to place those 5 files which are randomly generated over here in the etc folder, so that our program servo automation screenshot and start servo can basically render these files. So I'll just show you that we have start servo and servo automation screenshot here. So we're going to run this file, which will basically start the servo first based on this file, and then basically load each of the 5 files here. So let me show you the demo. So basically what we should expect here to see is that servo starts first, and then one by one it will load each of the randomly generated HTML files in servo, and then take a screenshot of each of these files. As you can see, servo is starting on localhost port 7002. It takes a while to load. Here. So this is the servo homepage. The reason why we are waiting for 60 seconds is basically to get a session ID for localhost 7002 where this is running. So this takes a while, so I'll just wait for it to load the first HTML file, and then I'll show you how it works. So we should expect to see screenshots coming in over here, which for each of these files for the same number. So file 0 will have a testing0.png file coming here. So let's just wait for the program to run. As you can see, so basically the URL is the local local disk storage location where we have this file stored. So as you can see, this is in the servo etc directory, file1.html. It just loaded the file 0.html, and you can see here that it's basically loading these files, and we can see the process coming in over here. So one by one it's loading the HTML file. So we are on file 2.html, file 3 now, and there should be file 4 as well. So as you can see, like testing 0, testing 1, testing 2, we should also see testing 3 and testing 4 here coming in. So it's finished taking the screenshot of the testing 3. I'll show you how this looks. And this was the last file that just got generated. So as you can see, like this is the screenshot that was rendered over here in servo. So this is finished loading all the 5 files, and this is on the last file right now. So we'll see a similar screenshot over here. So I'll just show you that. As you can see, this is a screenshot, and this is the servo that rendered the file. So this was the last part of the project, and so I'll show you where that we also created a pull request. So it's over here. So this pull request describes that we already have a repository for web page fuzzer, and what the intended changes are. Like first we start the server using the start servo.py script, and then the screenshot automation script is in this file, and this is what they should expect. So this was our OSS project. Thank you for watching.